Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Free For All, your free-to-play series part of the Hell Hades 2025 challenge. We welcome all of you. Okay, so we've been busy. Okay, well, as busy as one can be in terms of a raid. We have been kind of pushing the dungeons, just trying to stay up in the top groups to the best of my ability. And for the most part, we've successfully done that. And I want to point out that, not that we haven't gotten any good pulls, because we definitely have. But I feel like, we're not dealing with, the top tier or even really our top tier epics or even some legendaries. I think our best pull was definitely a Skaramis and then a Madame Saris if we can get her usable to any point. This Romero might just solo us. Alright. I kind of was thinking this would just be a quick battle. Get those classic arena keys reset. Okay. Let's do this right. Okay, but this is alright. That third ability's got to be there here in a second. We're going to save it for when we get increased attack. And then a buff strip that he resists. Okay, so he's high resist, I guess. Alright, we eventually could get there, but not for the sake of the video. Okay. So, like I was saying. Man, crazy. Okay. So like I was saying, so we have just been pushing the dungeons, trying to be in the top 10 to the best of our ability. And actually, as you see now, we did get into not just the top 10, but we got in first place for the Fire Knight, or for the Ice Golem, second for the Fire Knight, top 10 for Ice Golem, and number 1 for Sand Devil. And actually, we're probably going to grind out a little bit of Sand Devil here. We did quite a bit last night. I think having this might be kind of cool. There is a soul chase. Just get our hopes up, something along those lines. But then also this Prism Shard. I think it's time we go for another Prism Shard. It's been a little while. Where you at, buddy? Where you at? Okay, down here. Okay. Don't get me wrong, it's not like a great one. Like, I would be pretty disappointed if we got a Mountain King or a Beauregard, although Mountain King smacks. I think this guy's pretty cool. Joffred. Herndeg's not too bad. Molly's very good. Brogni or the Headline would be like my pick. But then, as far as characters down here, realistically, it's just Geo. Like, we just wanted Geo. The Fire Gun would be cool because she places bombs, and that might be fun, interesting build. So, yeah. That's kind of where we've been doing with Sand Devil. So let's just take a peek at what we're doing for each of these teams. Ice Golem, same team as before with Alice. The difference is we actually have Tagore in a better build, and I'll go over the build after I do this. But, as far as AI setup, I don't even know if I have any. Yeah, I don't. Because I just need them to use all their abilities basically all the time. We need the speed, we need the provoke, decrease attack, and extra provoke and ally protection. Just grinds it out. It's an absolute terror of a run. It's not fun really to watch. I did get it in less than 12 minutes, so I think that's a W. Dragon is somewhat similar run. I've been trying to do stage 6, just haven't quite gotten there yet. We'll try again, but it's the exact same team. Frozen Banshee has fallen off a little bit, where she's not as sustainable, and she struggles to clear the waves like Alice is able to. And it does not go without being said, but Alice's A1 can shorten the length of a buff. And so when the dragon gets increased attack, it knocks that down. So that's extremely helpful. Fire Knight's the same team as a few times before. I've contemplated, is there a way I can get Sabbatha in there? Because I have that reflect damage, and I think that might help me get to stage 25 because we're not breaking the shield and keeping it down. I also think just the general speed of the boss at this stage is a little high. 24 is not a perfect farm. It does win more than it loses, but realistically, we actually have gone back down to 23, and that's where our farm has been at. But what do we do? So on the first round, I kind of think everybody can do their thing, except for we just don't let Coldheart use her Heartseeker really at all until the boss. Same with Scaramus, just does his own thing, but then Neldor, we turn off his A2 and A3 because we need those ready to go on the last round. And then we prioritize his A3 as it is the decreased speed ability that we're really hoping to get bumped up tomorrow. We'll talk about that here in a second. But then we actually have him open with the 4-hitter one. It kills more shield, but then we need this to be hit against the boss when the shield's down. And if you have prioritized, he's not smart enough to understand when to use it. Let Tagore do his thing. We actually just have Alice use her A1 because it triple hits most of the time. And so we just want that going up all the time. Like if the Fire Knight shield is up, I don't want her using either of these two. And so we just let her get Giant Slayer procs. Coldheart, we actually turned her AI off with the exception of Artipain. We've completely turned off because she is now smart enough to use this when the shield's up and to use this when the shield's down. So it's real nice adjustment. And then here, just A1, that baby to death because it's got a little turn meter suppression. So, all right, that's Fire Knight. Okay, and then Sand Devil. Sand Devil, we also have the top team in the content creators, and we're going to continue to farm this. It's basically the same team as what we've been doing in previous rounds. Difference is we've swapped out Taragi and we've swapped in Sabatha. Taragi's not just really bringing a whole lot, and what it comes down to is our damage is just these three just keep us alive, because keep in mind both of these guys are in Guardian, and then we'll talk about his build here in a second. But then each of these, the A1 just as a Giant Slayer procking, hits hard, Brimstone, and then Coldheart with the Heartseeker. And the Heartseeker actually hits pretty hard whether the Sand Devil is asleep or not. Let's actually run a run of this since we haven't really seen it. I don't think it's too terribly long. You may have already seen what our build is. Anyway, I don't even have AI. It looks like I should have AI because we definitely want to open with her A1 and let her nuke now. But, I mean, this is just what it comes down to, is our guys are tanky enough to take that, like, big hit. And as long as Tagore is tanky enough to take that big hit, we're going to be good to go. Because his other hits are not big enough to not kill everybody. Now, they might be big enough to kill Coldheart periodically. But, yeah, this is kind of the run. And we just... That one wasn't a big enough hit, but it would be great if we could have it speed tuned, but realistically, that's not a thing. Everybody's a generalist right now, so. All right. So what we're really hoping for is, I think we're currently in 28th as far as content creators, so we've really creeped up like 10 spots over the last like week and a half. And so what I'm hoping is that when we get the 2-month updated points, we're able to shoot up some more, because I'm not really seeing a whole lot of these guys like in the top 10. So I'm hoping I get big time points for that. All right, come on, Sand Devil. Let's get dead. And so we are going to farm this, and we're going to try to get a Prism. Man, would it be cool to get a Brogni? Would it be cool? I'm really hopeful for that. He would absolutely change a bunch of stuff we could do. I think he'd help us, and we'd probably get to Dragon 10 if we had a Brogni, and we'd probably get to Ice Golem. I don't know if we'd get to 10, but we'd get quite a bit higher. I've also just always kind of wanted a Brogni, or a Geomancer would be really cool too. So this is what it looks like. That's a little bit of a slower run. As you can see, we've done it about 20 minutes faster. It's a little bit energy efficient in terms of we're getting 4 more points than what we're spending. So we, like I said, we are going to try to go into that. And we have tons of gems. Arbiter missions. So we've made really good progress in this. We just need to finish this classic arena. But as you've seen, the classic arena is not fun. We have to like grind out every little thing, and I can do this for the sake of the video, but I'm too stingy with my gems. Like, here's got 3 fights that we might be able to win. We're gonna win this one. Might be able to win this one. Might be able to win this one. I don't know. Let's see. Really, High Katoon's only in there for a speed lead, and that's about it. This one is obviously was going to be a win from the get-go. But there's just not a whole lot of fights that we can just win. Like, we can't just go through and clear out several, I don't know, several different fights on a page. Normally it's like one, if that. So, and early in the week, like we are now, is always a little bit easier than later in the week. All right, this one's gonna be a loss, right? Yeah, okay. All right, so what have we been doing differently than what everybody else is doing? One, I think we are content having a team that just farms really slow. You know, not necessarily everybody else is, I think, interested in doing that and trying to push to do that. We're also still not farming the dungeons super hard. Like, we'll run some Fire Knight every night. We haven't really pushed the Spider yet. I just don't think I have the champions for it. But I just, like, kind of conceded that I'm probably not going to get Arbiter, so I'm not going to just go crazy and try to push this. And I've just been spreading the love. And this has been getting me a good amount of points in a good amount of places. Basically anywhere and everywhere we can get it. So we have a little bit of lack in Spirit. We just don't have very many Spirit champions that we're using regularly. I do need to get to building another 6-star because Neldor is going to need a 6-star. We did get Madame Saris to 5-star. Slowly grinding her gear up. We're very patient. We're very patient. But this is what we decided to do, and this is how we got our Tagore. This is how we made some substantial progress since our last episode. Tagore's in a bolster set. You saw that. I'm not sure if you connected the dots or not, but Tagore's in a bolster set. So here we might as well just give him all the speed we can get, give him all the HP we can get. Those are the important stats to banger rolls right off the bat there. And so we got him to roughly the same speed. He's not the fastest. We're not on the leaderboards for the fastest. But then, you know, we got a heck of a piece right here. And then when we built these pieces, we put like substat speed on. And so we did get a 5-star speed, which is pretty nice, but it double rolled into HP, which is fantastic. Here, this one could have rolled better, obviously, but we just needed the HP set. But this is what I'm talking about. With sometimes the stats just have to go to the wayside, depending on the set. Like, extra, I'm not just going to put him in 3 pieces of bolster that are good, and then just, well, this isn't a very good piece because it rolled double crit damage. Like, no, I'm just going to take the speed for what it is because it's the right main stat, and it's going to give me this extra bonus because that bonus has value too. He's actually in the same gloves that he's been in for quite a while. We just haven't been farming the dragon long enough to, like, actually get anything too much better. Like, none of these have a speed roll on it. I guess we could dabble into, like, this or this one and see if we could get one, which we might as well do. I think there's an artifact enhancement. Like, if we were to get speed, that would be pretty good. And then banner-wise, I haven't checked in a while. Doesn't look like anything super exciting is going on here. So he's just got an HP banner with the HP roll, so he's got a little extra bonus health. Let's go ahead and maybe get a speed roll. We'll take defense, though. And so he's just so beefy and tanky, and having the bolster set. So that in combination with 2 champions and a guardian set is carrying us, honestly. This is what is happening. It's really setting us up for success in the waves and everything. You know, waves and bosses. So, yeah, before he was just in triple speed. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's what we're doing to be successful. I think what we're gonna do is we are just gonna continue to keep an eye on the leaderboards, and we are just gonna continue to move up the leaderboards in the areas that we can. I suppose it's probably time that we maybe do a little run in here. That was probably a team farming ice golem or spider 10. I guess we can provoke them. I guess we kind of want to just go super fast. I'm just not sure. She's the one. She's not very good. And because she's not built well. Let's just see what it looks like in having one champ where I know I'm not particularly going to care about whether she lives or dies. Okay, so here's my current spider team. So let's take you out. Let's put you in. Neldor does actually need to be in there, does he not? So it's a matter of, do we control the spiderlings with Scaramus or do we try to nuke them? It looks like we're trying to nuke them. So actually, we kind of do want this ability. All right, let's just see what it looks like so we can have an idea of what we're going to do, and then we'll let you go for the day. Okay, the fight wasn't completely over, but it was at the point where I'm not sure we were going to bounce back, so I just chose to end it. What ends up happening is eventually Haikatoon's down, Neldor's down, and then they start picking on Coldheart, and then she's not staying alive long enough to cycle back through her turns. So we will get there eventually, just now is not particularly the time. We just need to keep increasing our general stats on all of our champions, as well as gear. But actually, Coldheart has pretty solid gear, so... otherwise, folks, that is going to be the whole episode. Appreciate everybody stopping in. On your way out, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the other side.